This is a place where I will share my creative adventures with you. We will talk about knitting and crafting, gardening and cooking, food preservation and building projects, and so much more. If this sounds good to you, let's get right to this week's creative adventures together.
Hi everyone. As you know, it's been a hot minute since I have made one of these videos, and I'm just so eager to get back to it. I've missed it, and I've had so much content filming that I probably have 3 more videos I could make just without filming anything else, and just pump out some videos. So maybe that's what I'll be doing in the next few days. Today we'll be doing a few things, making some homemade yogurt, which I absolutely love. I love the tanginess, I love the sourness, it's delicious. And then we'll be making some salmon cakes or salmon patties. They're absolutely wonderful. And in this process, I talk about an app that I use called Flash Food, and it lets me know where groceries are on sale, like at a huge discount, and they have to be picked up that day, and they're generally about to go bad, and either you can use them that day or you can't, or you can freeze them, but you have to pick them up that day. I love it. If you've got the freedom to use it, it's fantastic. And then we go on to make, we talk about some planting that I did like harvesting of some roots that I did in the fall that I will be replanting now that it is, well, by the time this is produced, it'll be May 1st in the spring, so I can get into my garden again really soon, which makes me very happy. And then the last thing we talk about is a memory quilt. And I will do more information about that when we get to it in the video. So for here we go, yogurt. So good.
Good morning. It's another dark and early morning here, and I'm gonna get going on a project before my family gets up. I'm gonna make some yogurt today. Our family goes through a lot of yogurt or no yogurt at all, and so it's hard to know. I use an app called Flash Food, and it tells me when food is on sale because it's about to go bad. And then I just run to the grocery store, pick it up, and I get it for a great deal. This 4 liters of milk I got for $1.97 instead of 6 something normally. And so even if I couldn't use this before it goes bad, I could freeze it and make yogurt out of it. So if I couldn't get to it today, I would just throw it in the freezer. But I'm going to make yogurt today, and we'll have yogurt by the end of the day. We start by putting 8 cups of milk into this. It's a Pampered Chef pressure cooker, but we're not using it as a pressure cooker today. We're using it as a yogurt maker. And I'm going to bring it up to 185 degrees. And then once it reaches that temperature, I'm going to let it cool. And I will bring you along for the ride. Here we go. All right, so here we are. The milk has reached 180. Needs to get up between 180 and 185. So we will turn it off at this point. And now we will let the temperature come down to 115, and at that time we will add our starter culture. Okay, our milk is cooling down to, it has to get between 105 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And right now it's at it's at 117 right now. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds while we do the next step. This is just half a cup of yogurt that has active bacteria in it. You can either buy the stuff that has active bacteria, or you can use your old batch of yogurt and just save that last scoop and use it for your next batch of yogurt.
And then you take approximately a half cup of your warm milk, add it to your yogurt, just whisk this together. Okay, we're sitting nicely at 112 Fahrenheit now. So I will add this magic mix back to my warm milk. Give that a stir. And set this up for yogurt. And there we go. It's ready to go in 8 hours. See you then. Hi. So some of you were asking me about my yogurt and wanted to know if it was going to be as runny as you just saw in the last video. And it will be, because I use 1% milk. That's what was on sale. That's what I bought. Sometimes other milk is on sale and I'll use 3% or whatever. It all makes yogurt. So if you buy low-fat milk and want a thicker yogurt, you can simply put it in a cheesecloth, or in this case I've just used a dish towel, and you let it sit for a while, squeeze the whey out. I don't know if you can see that. And then, if you squeeze too hard, all your yogurt will go through, but you're left with a thicker yogurt. So this started out as 2 cups of thin yogurt, and now you see it's pretty thick. All right, pretty thick. And I'm guessing this will make about 1.25 cups of thick yogurt, and it will be more like a Greek yogurt. When I do have nice thick yogurt like this, I like to make tzatziki, and I will show you how I do that using my preserved lemons.
Hey, I've got some time in the kitchen today, so I'm going to work on some salmon cakes. I love salmon cake. I was able to get this salmon using that same deal as the milk. So this salmon was more than 50% off. I'll show you on the screen what it was. That's a lot of salmon for our family to go through. So I'm going to take it. It was frozen. It's been frozen since it was caught on the boat and shipped here and stored. It's just defrosting now. It's at a really nice texture. I still have all my knives at the sharpener, so I'm bearing through this. But I'm going to make some salmon cakes, and I will make them into patties and freeze them. And then when we want to make salmon patties or salmon cakes, we will just take one out, or enough for dinner for the family, and cook them up. But here's how simple it is. So here we go. I'm just separating the skin from the fish. I save the skin and I give it to my dogs, which they love. And then I just chop the fish pretty small into little cubes. This is a lot of fish. I made a lot of salmon cakes for us. I'm really wishing at this point that I had my good knives. You can see Maggie in the background just wishing I could drop some of this fish for her. I'm just going through making sure I've got all little pieces. Wash my hands. And now I'm going to add some of the things that I'd love to add to my salmon cakes. So I've got some red bell pepper, trying to keep the pieces pretty small so that if they're in a burger, they won't make the burger fall apart. Again, really wishing I had my knives. And here we go with a bunch of seasoning. I don't recall at this point what I added, but you can see I've got lots of options, and I'm sure I made them really tasty. I know I added some jalapenos at some point. These are preserved lemons or limes. I think they're probably lemons. I just go through, chop them up real small, take out any pits that might be in there, add them to the burger. These are frozen sourdough croutons that I'm going to turn into breadcrumbs. I had some sourdough that didn't turn out so great, but I didn't throw it out. I cubed it up, I threw it in the freezer, and now I'm using it to make some breadcrumbs just in the little food processor there, and I'm adding them to the salmon burgers. They're going to be great. I love the tang of sourdough, and they just are wonderful together. And these are some sauces that my friend Heather gave me. Some mustard, just some lovely salmon flavors that go together. And here I am, I'm gonna make some parchment little squares that I will use to separate the burgers with. So when I freeze them, they'll come out in individual servings, which is fantastic. Just getting ready for that, and I just form them here into little burgers. You could obviously weigh them and make them exactly the same, but that was not important to me at this point. I just wanted lots of burgers. Alright, time to clean up. Get these burgers into the freezer. Label that bag because you never know what's in that mystery bag when you're looking at the freezer late at night. I can't be the only one who does that.
and I'm gonna make some just quick on-the-go guacamole. I've got some avocado, I've got some preserved lime in there. I'm gonna probably add some salt and pepper. I think that's jalapeno in that little jar. There's my lime going in. I'm gonna add some chopped up tomato. Yeah, there's my salt and pepper. I believe here comes the tomato. Oh, who knows what that was? I'm sure it was delicious. Yep, I think I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna add it to the bottom of a bun, a burger bun. I've got salmon patties frying over there on the oven, out of sight here. I'm gonna bring one over, there we go. Add it to my bun, my guac, and I'm happy.
Well, I've just spent a little bit of time out here in the garden getting all that ready for the garbage man to take away this morning. And while I was cleaning up, let's see, I pulled out our Dalia tubers. So these are the tubers that produce the stunning colors my girlfriend Kathy would like in the spring. So I will send them over to her. I'll talk to her. I'll see if I'm going to overwinter them and send them to her, or if she wants to overwinter them. And then these are the tubers from a different plant that produce different colors, and I will keep them and grow them next year. So they just now go into either a dark box with some tissue paper, or I'll wrap them up and put them in a paper bag and keep them in a cool dark spot. They can't freeze, so they can't stay in the garage. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put them yet, but that's the plan. Next time you see these guys, they will be in the spring.
So I'm about to talk to you about a project that I've been working on, that I've worked on for probably 3 or 4 months. 3 months? 3 or 4 months? Probably about 3 months. It is a memory quilt, actually 2 quilts. The person who hired me to make these quilts for her said that she had her dad's and her grandfather's dress shirts, ties, cummerbunds, bow ties, and some sweatshirts even, that she wanted me to incorporate into quilts that she was going to give to each of her sons. And so she gave me this material, and some of it was old and fraying and it was hard to use. Some of it was polyester, some of it was cotton, and so when I sewed it, some of the pieces didn't line up or they pulled funny. And so I ended up doing a couple of different techniques to get all these fabrics together. I put them on some upcycled blankets that served as the batting for my quilts. And then I ordered some flannel backing for the quilts, which was really, really nice. And a memory quilt traditionally is made from loved ones, either clothes or it's usually their clothes, but it can be made from almost anything that they've owned. And then a crazy quilt was originally made in defiance to the sort of the quilt police, if you will, the people who say these are the rules and this is how you have to make a quilt, and they have to be square and they have to be whatever. So a crazy quilt takes random shapes of random colors of random pieces and puts them together and usually makes a really lovely piece. Part of a crazy quilt is that when the pieces are sewn together, people take time to put beautiful embroidery on those seams. And I don't know why what the origin of that is, but I do know that it's an important part of the crazy quilt process. And so I challenged myself to learn a whole bunch of new embroidery stitches to embellish these quilts. And then, so the quilt top is put onto the batting and sewn together. And then you hold the top, the batting, and the backing together with yarn ties and like sort of knots. And that's how the quilt sandwich stays together. And so I had a lot of fun doing all that. And when I gave the person her 2 quilts, she teared up and said that she wished I had made 3 so she could have kept one instead of giving them both to her sons. And that made me really happy because I knew she really liked them. And here you go. I'm going to take you on the journey of making these crazy memory quilts. It was a challenge. I say in the video that I'm not sure I would do it again, but I know I will because I already have another commission to make one, which I'm looking forward to doing. I know I'll just do it a little bit differently this time. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with these crazy quilts. Here we go. So this is the pile of shirts I've got to work with. And then all of the ties. Some of them I've already cut up into little strips, little pieces. And I'm making 2 of these quilts, so I've actually got a pile over here of things I've used sort of half of that I need to be careful not to use all of. So that's the process so far. It's really a lot trickier than just going to the store and saying, oh, I'd like greens and pinks and yellows, because this is just, you know, what I've been given based on what this man wore. So yeah, there are some challenges for sure, but I think I'm just gonna keep going and see how it turns out. So here I am with like a basic framework for where I want to start with. I've got the number 1 grandpa stuff that I thought was important, a button band I thought was important, and I just keep adding little bits of layers as I go along of contrasting fabrics. And some really good friends said to me, make your pieces smaller. The smaller they are, the more they'll integrate. And I thought that was such great advice to give, and I'm really grateful to the 2 ladies, you know who you are, who gave me that advice. Because when I started out, I had some big pieces and they just didn't meld. And so as I went along, I had smaller pieces and they melded better because they were smaller and they just sort of blended, and it was great. I've got some tie backings that I'm going to use as accent pieces throughout here, and I've put them on. And I just keep going back and trying new pieces, seeing if it fits here, seeing if it fits there, where it's going to fit. And this is like a puzzle that doesn't have a big picture. You just have to put the pieces together as you go. And it's challenging. It's so challenging. And I'm glad I did it. I'm not sure I'll do it again, but I'm glad I did it. And it just keeps growing as I keep adding pieces, and I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. And you can see that I put it on my hand quilting frame here, and it's pretty interesting because I have the whole thing, the whole top done, and I'm adding hand embroidery pieces to the seams, which is really cool. I learned a lot about embroidery and decorative piecing, and it was a lot of fun to do. And here I am about to start the second quilt, and it's on a different fabric. It's on a blue fabric, and I start again from the same thing. I've got key pieces that I want to add, and then I add some decorative piecing and decorative embroidery, and I'm really happy with the way these things come together. And here it is again on the quilting frame from my friend Maggie, and there are the 2 of them finished, and I'm really happy. Well, there you have it, friends. Another video of Kristy Creates Every Day. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I am so thrilled that you guys give me the feedback that you do and the encouragement that you do. I love hearing from you. So here I go for tonight. I'm going to leave you some images of things that have made me happy for this past little while. There was some pictures from a crone event I did with my girlfriend Donna. There was a recent dinner with all of my mom's grandkids, which was really special. And of course, my son's 18th birthday. Happy birthday, James. I love you very much.